One of our dinosaurs is missing.
We have no dinosaurs for sale.
What do you know about the dinosaur?
A dinosaur?
Which dinosaur?
The big dinosaur.
It's the missing dinosaur who made it big. See Peter Ustinov and Helen Hayes in Walt Disney Productions' zany spy spoof movie, One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing.
Bring all the family.
Rated G.
Welcome to the Disney Scrapbook, where together we take a journey to explore Disney history from 50 years ago. My name is Nolan. Today I thought we'd take a first look at Disney's 93-minute, bona fide, funky fossil frolic live-action comedy film, One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing. Shot in London, the film was released in the US on July 9th, 1975. Here in part 1 we will look at the origins of the story and the unique cast selection for Disney film. One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing is a light-hearted, family-friendly comedy adventure, a parody of espionage involving a group of nannies who inadvertently become embroiled in a plot involving a dinosaur skeleton and a secret microfilm. One of Disney's top screenwriters and producers, Academy Award nominee and Disney legend Bill Walsh, adapted the 1970 adult comedy adventure spy novel, The Great Dinosaur Robbery by David Forrest, into a screenplay. This would prove to be the last film that Bill Walsh would work on, as he would sadly pass away in January 1975 after returning from working on the film in London 6 months before the film was to be released. Walsh had joined Disney in 1943 as a writer for the Mickey Mouse comic strip, and subsequently moved on to TV and films, probably the most famous of his work being the screenplay for the Oscar-winning musical film Mary Poppins that he co-wrote with Don DeGrady. The novel, The Great Dinosaur Robbery, was written by David Forrest, a pseudonym for two British journalists who met in Brentford, London, and subsequently collaborated on 4 novels. Adventurer and former British kayak champion, David Elliott was the night foreign editor for the Daily Express, and Robert Forrest Webb, a former national newspaper journalist who migrated to writing for magazines, and eventually novels that he wrote under 5 different pseudonyms. Set during the Cold War in New York City, the novel, The Great Dinosaur Robbery, is full of imagery and humor. The book definitely has more adult themes that would be inappropriate in a family film. It is more sarcastic with extensive word-based humor, whereas the film is more physical and some of the violence is toned down. Both film and book are definitely a farce. The story is an over-exaggeration of an imagined past, a parody on Oriental and British culture. Internationally known raconteur, director, journalist, humanitarian linguist that spoke 8 languages, and 2-time Academy Award-winning British actor, Peter Ustinov makes his 3rd appearance for Disney as the head of a London-based Oriental spy organization, Hopwong. Ustinov has 60 film roles to his credit, and is also a successful playwright, known for works such as The Love of 4 Colonels and Romanoff and Juliet, both of which tackle themes related to the Cold War. Like his drama, his fiction, 4 novels and 8 collections of short stories combine serious questioning of human problems with wit and a refined sense of irony. His performance in this film is often criticized for its portrayal of Chinese characters, which some consider racist by today's standards. However, he began his characterization of Hennep Wong in a manner similar to that used for other characters. He listened extensively to Chinese dialogue and watched Chinese people to adopt mannerisms. Nonetheless, he points out, I play a bungling person first, then an Oriental. Not only does he give Hennep Wong a Chinese accent, but he says he bends that brogue so it sounds as it should according to the script, as if the character had been brought up by a British nanny. In addition, he gives the character some personal traits and inflections that have nothing to do with either the Chinese or British influences on him. Ustinov's character was so convincing that when watching this film it took me a while to recognize him. His farcical performance is a great contrast to that of the protagonist nannies. I see similarities in this performance to how he played Prince John in Disney's animated feature Robin Hood, with the sulky sucking of the finger on the side of the mouth and whiny vocal inflections. While Ustinov's performance may not be universally praised, it is part of a larger ensemble that contributes to the film's humor and charm. British food lover thanks to her English grandmother, Oscar-winning, the first person to win the Triple Crown of Acting, first woman to win the EGOT, Presidential Medal of Freedom winner, and National Medal of Arts winner, 74-year-old Helen Hayes, plays the indomitable Nanny Hetty, a British nanny ensnarled with Oriental secret agents. Her performance here as a strong-willed older woman is very similar to the one she gave in Disney's live-action comedy Herbie Rides Again, a film that I have previously reviewed and I will leave a link to in the description below. However, Nanny Hetty is slightly more energetic. She plays the character as a strict, self-confident, resourceful, no-nonsense nanny, giving an exaggerated performance of a New Orleans-star nanny. This was Hayes' third appearance in a Disney film, a family-friendly entertainment company that she had always wanted to work for. Eventually, she would also go on to star in the 1978 mystery comedy Candle Shoe. Well-respected actor from New Zealand, Clive Revill, co-stars as Hinnupwong's right-hand man Quan. A delightfully comic eccentric, praised for his work on the musical stage. He is also highly regarded for his formidable dramatic work in Shakespearean roles. However, he was just as prolific in the film world, probably best remembered for playing Emperor Palpatine in The Empire Strikes Back. He was known for his mastery of playing foreign accents, playing Russian, Italian, Arabian, American, Irish, and Australian characters in different films. Here, in one of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing, he plays the secondary antagonist, a bungling Chinese spy with humorous dialogue and slapstick comedy. The aristocratic Lord Southmere, a young Briton who has sneaked an international secret out of China and into Britain, is played by Derek Nimmo, an English character actor, producer, and author. Nimmo is best remembered for his comedic, upper-class silly-ass, and clerical roles on television. His television work possessed sheer cultural magnetism, defining an era of British television that celebrated quirks, quick wit, and characters who were irresistibly flawed but endearing. This comedy was not merely televised performances, but comprehensive case studies on how to make people laugh, while offering a satirical mirror to society. He was the voice behind the popular Pick a Penguin commercial in the 1970s.
When you pick up a penguin, there's so much more to enjoy. It's bigger, they're chocolatey, delicious, filling too. When you feel a little peckish, what bigger and best for you? A penguin.
As a theatrical impresario, he took his own touring production, Intercontinental Entertainment, to over 30 countries, and thus provided himself with material for many stories on the Radio 4 show Just a Minute.
We present Beryl Reid, Wilma Ewart, Clement Freud, and Derek Nimmo in Just a Minute.
English actress and comedian Joan Sims, who in the 1960s released several comedic songs on 45 singles produced by George Martin. is best remembered for the 24 Carry-On films in which she appeared, sneaking in One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing between Carry On Dick and Carry On Behind. She plays Emily, Nanny Hetty's friend, a prim and proper, a bit scoutmistressy nanny, who accidentally becomes embroiled in the international espionage plot to steal a dinosaur from the Natural History Museum. Her portrayal of a resourceful and determined character adds depth to the film's comedic elements. She provides excellent support as a second-in-command nanny. Her performance is a testament to her talent and contributes significantly to the film's success. Another Carry-On regular, 6'7", Bernard Breslaw, plays her not-once-heavy Fan Choi. As a tertiary antagonist, his tall stature and bald head make him an intimidating force, whose slow demeanor displays excellent slapstick comedic timing. Many viewers find the film a comedic gem with great performances overall. The film resonated much better with British audiences than American, being set at well-known locations in London, and probably because it was a quintessential British comedy, containing beloved British actors and members of the extremely popular Carry On cast, thus appealing strongly to audience humor of the time. For Americans, the film was released right at the end of the Vietnam War, and by many was viewed as being culturally inappropriate. The two authors of the original novel were disappointed that the humor of the film was aimed at a very much younger audience than that in their extremely successful book, which had been published in several languages. I find that the racy scenes in the book are unnecessary to the plot. However, I personally wish that the screenplay had kept more of the wordplay that was penned in the original book. Here we take a break. Please join me in part 2, where we will look at the antique vehicles that were employed in the film, how some special effects were created, and identify some of the shooting locations. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy an evening of uproarious comedy and would like to watch One of Our Dinosaurs Is Missing before we meet again in part 2, it is available on iTunes, YouTube, Amazon Prime, and Google Play. Sorry, but the DVD is only available to those of you that live in Region 2. If you enjoy this type of 50th anniversary content, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. The Disney Scrapbook will be producing other 50th anniversary content throughout the year that will include reviews of Disney films, LPs, books, and Greenbook content. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in part 2. See you again soon. TTFN. Bye for now.